Hi and welcome to a Monday pre-record. Yes, that's right, I'm not live this time. I'm at Two Bridges in Devon. Hopefully having a wonderful time there with good weather, hopefully a good walk on to the moors. It's lovely there, I have to say. I do enjoy it. I'll be back on Wednesday, and I do recommend you trying it out. It's one of our gourmet events where we have a tasting menu after late afternoon bridge on the middle day. I do recommend it. Just 48 of us as well. It's a house party. That's the maximum we can take there. It's a full hotel. We take over the whole hotel. It's rather nice. So when am I recording this? Well, I'm a little bit depressed because it's straight after the first Ashes test. Those of you who are cricket fans will know what I mean. Hopefully, by the time you listen to this, you'll be feeling happier because something else would have happened. You never know. That's the funny thing about pre-recording. But I am back on Thursday of this week. So the prize teams will be on Thursday. The prize teams will be on Thursday this week, so that should be fun. 7:30, and I'll be back on Friday, of course, as well. So that's Moysian Fits. We're carrying on Moysian Fits. We've done the play of Moysian Fits the last 2 weeks. We'll be looking at the bidding of them, and we will be looking finally, after a couple more, at defending against them, which is quite tricky. And then we'll look at some examples that you've sent in. You've sent me lots of those in. And today, of course, we're looking at examples of two-suited overcalls, so plenty to go at. Actually, the Moysian Fits is your special offer this week for those non-members. You can get that at half price if you fancy, so you can join me on Friday for some fun. What are Moysian Fits? They are 4-3 fits. Now, sometimes we choose to play in them, sometimes we fall in them, okay? But once you get used to playing them, you'll realise that they're not so bad. Okay, so what else have we got? Well, we're coming to the end of June, of course, and so that means a new month. So on the website, in July of each year, we tend to think of teams. Think of teams. Last year we did some safety plays. This time we're looking at bidding at teams and how it varies, and we'll compare that to some of the games I play during the month as well. But it's quite fun to look at. If you've never played teams before, it's like playing rubber bridge or Chicago or anything like that. The tactics are quite similar. So we'll be looking at bidding at teams, which I think is quite an interesting subject. And then we'll move on as we go out of summer. But we've got August to come as well, which is defence, I think. Oh, hard work in August. Summer trouble, as it were. So, we are 3 years old. Yeah, 3 years old. So we've got competitions galore. We've got 2 prize competitions, one for our members and one for the non-members. And we will launch that throughout July. So we've just finished week 156, which means our 3rd year anniversary is nigh. And as I say, we will launch our competition throughout July for both members and non-members to be able to win all sorts of things like holidays, software, hampers, you name it. You will get all the details. Will be coming out very soon, and it's rather exciting. I'll give the members the heads up on Friday, shall we say, but you will see it in its full glory next Monday when I'm here. I just thought it would be nicer to start it all when I'm here rather than in a pre-record. So that is exciting. What else have we got? Well, we've got the usual array of holidays that we offer, and these are one of the ones you might be able to go on. You've got Denham Grove are just duplicates, so that's an event without seminars and things. And then there's a little range of them there. And I'm going to Blunsdon, I'm going to Devon in November, I'm going to Denham Grove, going to the Old Barn. So I'm trying to make my way around. We've got a few new ones hopefully coming as well, so look out. And we will see where we go from there. Our first port of call in terms of the bridge stuff is usually here, so let's go there. So here we go. Your usual suit combination. I'm thinking of changing it though soon, so look out, because I'm thinking of changing it to the 5 level. So I think we might have the 5 level is for mugs competition. So we'll be making decisions at the 5 level soon. But at the moment, we are still looking at this. So nice and easy hand, 1 no trump, pass, 3 no trumps. And let's see, the opening lead was a spade, and it's your play. And there's only really one thing to think about, which is hearts. Hopefully this is relatively straightforward, this one. Okay, but I just wanted to exhibit one last one before we head off to a different place. So just looking at a suit combination and what you should do. So we will revisit that after our seminar. And of course, those due on Friday will have already seen it. So before we go to the seminar, I've got to mention a couple of cruises, because one of these is only really just come on the market. It's the one that follows mine, and they've got some special singles offers. Both they're offering it to those who are on my cruise, which I think is excuse me, on the 8th of August. This one is on the 16th, goes straight afterwards. You've got Jim and Steve, who will be good fun hosts. And as I say, there's some good singles offers and good doubles offers as well. So do look into that, and you can ring up any time. And don't forget, of course, we're off to Mallorca as usual, this time with Diane Greenwood from Northern Ireland. So that would be some fun for you there. And that is in October, of course. So what we're going to do is go to the PowerPoint. Most of the PowerPoint, I will say, is going to be on Q+, because, of course, it is example hands. So just a quick reminder, we're going to focus on the unusual 2 no trumps, showing the minors, and Michael's Cupid showing the majors. I've mentioned the 3-way things. Too complicated for me, the 3-way things, but the point here is that the 2 bids that I suggest aren't always going to be as specific as some of you would like. Some of you will play the unusual 2 no trump to always show the lowest 2 suits, and I suppose you can play Michael's Cupid to always show the highest 2 suits. At least that means you're specific, but it will mean you have to miss out one choice. Okay. So what I'd like to do is thank you for sending in your example hands, because they really do help me to exhibit things. So let's go. What I think I'm going to do is open them all up. So I know that's a lot to take in, but it's probably going to make my life easier. I think I'll probably just take control of everybody as well, because I want to show you what actually happened at the table. So let's take the glasses off here and get right into it. So this is the first hand sent in from Bob. So thanks, Bob, for this one. East-West are vulnerable, and West is the dealer. West has 12 points and opened a club. And I want you to focus on the North hand here. And you've got a variety of choices. And I have to say I quite like North's choice here, because it doesn't, yes, you want to show a major, but I said that I would only use 2 no trumps over a 1 of a minor opening if I've got a 6-5 shape, including 6 in the minor, and particularly when the minor is so much stronger. So I love a 2 no trump bit here, and I would play with my partner. Look, you know I wouldn't do 2 no trumps here and waste so much space if I was simply 5-5 partner. I would have just overcalled 1 heart. So 2 no trumps for me is generally going to show 6-5, even at this vulnerability. Okay, you can see that you really don't want to overcall 1 heart with that North hand. It would be completely, yes, it will work on this particular hand, but on another hand, your partner is going to lead a heart in. It's going to be silly. So I think 2 no trumps is a great bid from North. At the table, East passed. I think even if you're non-vulnerable, that's a bit meek. The problem, though, I can see there is a problem with 3 clubs. If you bid 3 clubs, are you showing some strength? That's your problem. So I guess passing is okay. It's just that thinking that you might have an 11 card fit, you might want to make a bid. But anyway, they chose to pass. What on earth do you bid with the South hand? Well, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter how weak my partner is. I think it's not unreasonable to go for game in whichever major your partner has. Okay. Now, for me, the normal bid here would be to show lots of strength. So I would bid a Q bid here. I would jump to 4 clubs partner. I'm strong and excited. Remember, your partner could have an extraordinary hand here. It doesn't take too much, King of Hearts and Ace King of Diamonds. So King to 5 hearts and Ace King to 6 diamonds, and I think a slam is perfectly reasonable. So I think 4 clubs would be your best bet here. At the table, I think he just bid 4 hearts. Here it would go pass. For me, that would suggest which major, but I mean, North might bid diamonds, but I think I would probably bid 4 hearts. It's game forcing anyway. And that finished the auction as it happens. Clearly, North is very weak. If North was any stronger than that, I hope he'd bid a bit more. I mean, he's, if he was Ace King to 6 diamonds and King Jack to 5 hearts, he probably should think about bidding a bit more over my very strong bid. Remember, 4 clubs not been alerted by Q+, but for me, that's a jump Q bid and showing great strength. Okay, and that would finish the auction. But you can see it's a nice hand for 2-suited overcalls. I think you probably should find it, but a lot of people, I mean, over 1 club, some people might just focus on the diamonds there, but I think South's going to bid 2 spades. South's going to keep bidding a bit, so I think you should find your heart fit. As it is, because both finesses are right, you might make a slam if you overbid anyway. There's a lot of strength there. And it turns out that really, because of the diamond finesse and the heart finesse work, I think you might end up making 12 tricks. So I don't think you deserve a good score for playing in 6 hearts, but you can see the potential of these 2-suited hands are fantastic. Okay. And obviously having a void as well. So I like that 2-no trump bid over a minor to show 6-5. They do come up. Bob is testament to that. Okay, so that was the first example. Thank you, Bob, for that. Let's look at the next one. This one came in from Brian. And let's have a look at it. Nobody's vulnerable. Okay, and South's the dealer. South opened a spade, and it's your choice as West. Now, what we're seeing is the sublime, well, I suppose you could say the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think this is a reasonable. You're non-vulnerable here. The problem is to notice the difference. Imagine this was a 1-heart opener, and you had the same hand with spades and diamonds. If you had spades and diamonds here, and it went 1 heart, 2 hearts, you have the chance still of playing at the 2 level. You do have to remember that if you bid 2 spades here, you are committed to the 3 level. So I would play 2 spades as showing hearts and another. Remember, the Q bid promises the majors, but you never promise a suit they've shown. So 1 spade, 2 spades, which was the bid made, okay, would promise hearts and diamonds. Now, if North-South were vulnerable here, and East-West not, I think this is a perfectly reasonable bid. At equal, it's a bit close, particularly because the only suit you are specifying is a very poor one. And if, let's say, they bid 3-no trumps, your partner might be on a guess to find the right lead, or more likely he will lead a heart and be sorely disappointed. So it's a fine line. I don't think it deserves the mess that it gets. Okay, now, at the table it went pass from North. I'd be tempted to double with the North hand here, just to set up a forcing auction. It's a free bid. Okay, so the double for me of 2 spades just says, partner, it's our hand. And he's got 9 points, and it might be important, okay, because it sets up a doubling auction. Anyway, North passed. Now, this is interesting because from East's point of view, East doesn't like hearts. But most of the time, your partner has diamonds. And this is what's tricky about not knowing specific suits. And this is what we said before, that there is an advantage to playing specific suit bids. They're more complicated and people tend to get them wrong. But here, let's say you knew your partner had hearts and diamonds. You would make an immediate 3-heart bid. You do it with confidence. And now it's a little bit tricky for your opponents Because have they discussed what double from south means? I think a lot of them might play it as a takeout style. And it might go double pass 3 no trumps, or double pass, I don't know, north might bid something. And suddenly east west have got off the hook. Okay. 3 no trumps may be the final destination for north south. You know, and they might scrape home. But as you're going to see, they're going to get a lot more points if they can double east west. So I don't particularly like 2 spades, but I think if you're playing 2 suited overcalls, you've got to accept that every so often you are going to get the odd minus 800 or minus 1100 or minus 1400. So I would be tempted, even though there was a chance my partner's got lots of clubs, to bid 3 hearts here. Okay, because if you bid 3 hearts straight away, I think it's difficult. Unfortunately, the book bid is 2 no trumps, which says, partner, I don't want to play in your major. Pass from south, 3 diamonds, no surprise. West started with the red suits, and now of course north doubles, and I think everybody's happy that that is now for penalties. You now try 3 hearts, but I think it's straightforward for south just to double that for penalties. And as you can see, that is not the nicest of contracts. Okay, it really isn't a particularly nice contract. I don't know what they try leading. Trump leads might work okay for them. You know, they could declare as likely to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tricks on a trump lead. So I think they might be better or not leading trumps. They could do 2 rounds of trumps maybe, or something like that. But I mean, ideally, if North can lead a spade early, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. But I think if they just lead trumps, then they get their 500, which is more than a game contract. And that's key here. I think it may go for 800 as well. It depends. It depends if they can get North on lead early. Yeah, because East will probably take a diamond from S, play the ace of diamonds, and maybe try to rough a diamond, which gets over roughed, which of course is an extra loser, and it could get, yes, it could get quite ugly. So it'll be interesting. But of course, 500 is too bad anyway. But you've got to accept that. You know, I love 2 suited overcalls. I have a lot of fun from them. If we have a misfit, so be it. Okay. Could East have chosen to pass the 2 spade bid? I mean, I suppose going down non-vulnerable will work. So South has to double. But you're not going to get anywhere better, are you? You're going to finish. Once they've done a penalty double, it's easy for them. I think your best bet is 3 hearts here and hope that North-South don't know what they're doing. And that might work. 1 spade, 2 spades, pass 3 hearts. I think some South, if South doubles that, some Norths will take it as takeout and think, oh no, they've got a heart fit. Let me let me try 3 no trumps or something like that. So you might get away with it. Whether 3 no trumps makes is another matter. I think it might, if Declarer guesses everything right. He's got 4 tricks to lose off the top. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think he would need to play. Yes, if he wants the 10 of spades and plays on diamonds, believe it or not. Yeah, you knock out the ace, queen, jack of diamonds, and you can make 2 diamond winners. So you might just get home, though, I think. That's quite interesting. Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. But remember, 3 no trumps for 400 is not worth as much as 3 hearts doubled, going at least 3 off, possibly 4. I think it went 4 off at the table. Okay, one last one. So you thought that one was ugly. This one is interesting. This one is interesting, and it's happened to me once before. This, I have to say, it has happened to me once before. It was an intriguing board, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. So South is the dealer. It's vulnerable against not, though. East, West are vulnerable, so it goes a heart here. Now this depends on your style. I don't mind it completely. but you will get some bad scores from it. Vulnerable against not, it is risky, because what are you hoping to gain? Yes, you are 5-5. You're making life difficult for your opponent. There's no doubt about that. But anyway, they tried 2 no trumps for the minus. That's the hand on your left there, the West hand. North obviously bid 3 spades, forcing. Strong. Now, if you play against 2 suited overcalls a lot, some Norths will have bids they can make which show stronger bids. So they might be able to bid one of the opponent's minors to say, I've got a really strong hand, and maybe they can play 3 spades as weaker. But anyway, we're playing naturally 3 spades is a strong bid. East chose, this was odd. At the table, East chose 4 clubs. It went 4 spades, then 5 clubs. I think you've got to make a bid with the East hand. You have a double fit. So I think it's important to bid. Okay, even at this vulnerability, I'm placing my partner at this vulnerability with Ace Queen to 5 diamonds, Ace Queen Jack to 5 diamonds, and Ace Queen to 5 clubs. So I'm actually genuine thinking that the most losers we have are 3 losers. I think at this vulnerability, I'm placing my partner with very decent suits. So if my partner's only got 3 losers, I would be tempted just to go 5 clubs here. Okay, I'd be tempted to go 5 clubs. It would go 5 clubs, and I think South should probably go 5 spades. Okay, but that's not really the story I want to tell you. Okay, now whether North bids something over 5 spades is another matter. We'll come to that later. At the table, let me just show you how it went. So it went 1 spade, sorry, apologies, let's go back. 1 heart, okay, 2 no trumps. It went 3 spades, 4 clubs. Just 4 spades from South, which is quite meek, but it's only an 11 count, but the playing strength of the hand is huge. And then North went pass, and the East decided a bit again. Now this deserves a bottom, and that's exactly, to be fair, that's exactly what Ken said. So Ken sent it in, and it went double, and this got passed out. Now, there's no surprise. So why I say it's a bad bid by Ken there is because he's waited. If he wants to bid 5 clubs, and I like his bid of 5 clubs, but it's got to be bid straight away, put the pressure on. Here, you've allowed South the chance to describe his hand, and they might have found the slam. But what was fascinating, and as I say, this has happened to me once before, where I've given away 500. So as you can see, there's a straightforward 4 tricks for the defense. And at this vulnerability, 5 clubs doubled -2 is 500. But believe it, and you do not deserve a good score for giving 500 away, but believe it or not, even if North-South don't bid slam, which a lot of them didn't, of course they make all 13 tricks. And what is the score for 13 tricks in a major? It is, of course, 510. So believe it or not, 500 gets you a top score, because anybody who's playing in a game in a major will trivially, as you can see, I hope you can see that, there are 13 tricks off the top. So not great bidding, but what's interesting is, let me show you what would probably happen if there was no bidding. So let's say you don't bid, and this is why we like to bid. If it goes 1 heart pass, with the North hand, I would make a jump response of 2 spades. I think that's important. He has got a really strong hand. He won't be able to get his hand off his chest if he doesn't do that. Okay, and it's a strong enough suit to say, partner, I want to play in this suit. So remember, when I make a jump response, I am saying, partner, I have a hand that you're not going to believe the strength of, because you've opened the bidding and I've got a hand that's probably stronger than yours. Does that make sense? Well, then when it comes back to South, South is thinking, well, if you've got a strong hand, I've got 4 card support of void. I'm even more excited. So he would jump to 4 clubs, partner. I have got a shortage in clubs. And of course, over that, it would go 4 diamonds, cubid. And as you can see, to be honest, without any interference, I think they should have a very good chance of bidding to a grand slam here. Okay. I mean, when North has shown as much strength as he has, quite often you'd expect the first cue bid to be an ace. So in theory, you could just simply bid 5 no trumps here, partner, if you've got the top trumps. I know you've got 6 of them, but if you've got the ace king, go for a grand slam, because look at South's hand. I mean, you could just bid it backward wise, bid 4 no trumps and find out how many key cards he's got. Remember, I know he's got 6 spades, so I don't even need the queen of trumps. Can you see that? So problem is he might have the ace of clubs. I'm placing with the ace of diamonds. I think maybe 5 no trumps is best. Or you could cue bid, you could bid 5 clubs. But I think, so if I just go there, I think that I would take that as the ace. It doesn't have to be, don't forget, but I would feel with a strong response. So I might bid 5 no trumps there, which says, partner, look, if you've got solid trumps, bid it. And partner would bid 7 spades. Okay, now you can bid it in all sorts of ways, but without any interference, I think you're certainly going to get to 6, I hope. Okay, and as you can see, that it's trivial. The ace of clubs is, sorry, I don't know, a club might be led or an aggressive club or diamond, but it doesn't matter. We win, draw trumps, and all those hearts are winners. So there's 13 tricks. You either make 5-10, 10-10, or 15-10, depending on how high you bid. But all of those scores outscore 5 clubs doubled, which is quite extraordinary. And as I say, it's happened to me before. I've given away, actually the time it happened to me, believe it or not, I was 7 off vulnerable, non-doubled, because we'd ended up in a silly contract, which if they had doubled us, we'd have won. But 7 off in 3 no trumps was a better score than them mating 13 tricks in a major. Because remember, if you're getting 7 off in 3 no trumps, they've got something happening. Anyway, that's another matter. But again, I got an undeserved good score for 700 here. Ken got an undeserved good score for 5 clubs doubled. Having said that, they've kept them out of a slam. But bear in mind that when the bidding had gone 4 spades pass, you'd already kept them out of the slam. Don't forget that. I often get that from people where they'll say to me, oh yes, but they had a slam on. And then you explain, yes, I know they had a slam on, but they'd stopped bidding below slam. So they had stopped the bidding at 4 spades there. It'd gone 4 spades pass. So clearly you could pass that out. But hey, this is what we love about 2 suited bids. Sometimes even when you get it wrong, you get it right. Okay, so hopefully you've had some fun this month. Do keep doing them. Keep sending me some hands in as well. Remember, they do go wrong, and we've seen actually them go wrong 2 out of 3 hands we've looked at there. But you get some great successes with them, and some of our most fun hands actually are the ones where we do the sacrifices, and the potential of 2 suited hands is such that we really enjoy them. Okay. Let's go back to the last of these. I've got to just change things slightly, so bear with me. I've got to do that, and that, and then we go to that. Okay, so we had already looked at the bidding on this one, hadn't we? We'd looked at a 1 no trump, 3 no trump auction. Notice that, of course, they're bidding 1 no trump, 3 no trumps. They're ignoring those 5 card minors, and that is, of course, because we love a good solid minor in a no trump contract. So we end up in 3 no trumps not having mentioned diamonds. They lead a spade, which is a bonus. A club would have been more exposing. And we've got 9 top tricks. And I'm going to be honest, I hope it's relatively straightforward. You are going to choose to lead a heart towards your queen. It is the equivalent of a finesse. You have a 50-50 chance. You do not play the ace of hearts first, of course, because if you did, you'd have to play the ace of clubs off, and as soon as they get the lead, they can run everything. Because otherwise, if you play the ace of hearts first and lead up to the queen, well, the king could win it, and the player could have 4 hearts to win, as it were. So you don't want to be doing that. Okay. What we'll do is play a small heart to the queen. Okay, so we're going to win the king of spades, play some diamonds off, maybe lots of them. Okay, and the chances of there being a singleton king of hearts is very low. Much more likely, of course, is you're hoping that East has the king of hearts. Remember, if you lead the queen as what South, if West has the king, he kills your queen. If East has the queen, he kills your queen. You only lead high when you've got lots of high cards together. So let's just quickly do that then. We would probably play most of our high cards in diamonds off, to be honest. Okay, we probably want to finish over there, don't we? So we win the 7 of diamonds. Make sure we saw one like that last week, didn't we? Make sure we win it in that hand so I can lead a small heart. That's important. I don't want to be leading from the south hand because I'll end up either having to play the ace of hearts off or the ace of clubs off. So I lead a small heart. I'm just hoping that East has got the king. And if he has, I make an extra trick. So nice and straightforward hand there. Okay, and it's just for an over trick. But every trick counts, as we know. And there you go. He will give them the last 2 tricks. So again, a very simple suit combination there where you have an isolated honor and it gains strength by leading towards it. Again, clearly if we had the ace and queen together, we would be leading towards that ace-queen combination. But it's when you have a beatable honor, you lead towards it. Remember, the ace is not beatable, so it doesn't matter in clubs, for example. It doesn't matter if I lead low from the south hand or I lead from the north hand with the ace. Nobody cares. But when you have a beatable honor like the queen of hearts there, by leading from the north hand towards the queen, you give it strength. So I think that's our last suit combination for a little while. We are going to be thinking about the 5 levels. So we're going to do some 5 level decisions. And to be honest, a lot of it's going to be guesswork, but I'm going to make you work hard at them. So what do I mean by 5 level decisions? Well, things like a 4 heart opener, 4 spade overcall, your bid, and you'll have decisions to make like that. And I tell you what, when you're at the table, they are often very tough decisions indeed. Okay, let's look at the bidding quiz before we finish up for our main body of players, because we've got the beginners coming up. So the bidding quiz, we've changed topic now. We've gone off those strong opening bids and we've gone to some other obscure auctions. So let's look at this one. 1 no trump from your right-hand opponent. You pass it. Nothing much to say. 2 diamonds is a transfer by north. 2 diamonds is a transfer. East doubles it. And then it goes pass. So once again, I should say 2 diamonds is a transfer. It's doubled by East, your partner, and it goes pass and it's your bid. I think that's quite interesting. So see how you get on with that one. Yeah, so 1 no trump pass, 2 diamonds, doubled by your partner. Pass, and it's your bid. Remember, 2 diamonds is a transfer bid. Okay, so nobody's vulnerable. Good luck with that one. Remember, you can get the answer on the website, whether you're a member or not. So thanks for your company. Don't forget, it is prize draw. It is competition time all July. It is our 3rd anniversary, and we want to give you some gifts, whether you're a member or a non-member. So look out for that. And you might have to do the odd thing as a non-member. You're going to have to sort of just probably give us your email and show excitement or something like that. As a member, we'll just want you to do something on the site as usual, as we usually do, just to get things moving around and having some fun. Don't forget, you've got your first chance to do that is tonight in the game on Intube, which I'm trying to encourage a few more of you to play. I know we're down to just a few tables at the moment, and I'm going to try and change things around soon. I have got it on my list. I've told you this. I've got both the playing on the site and the set hand element are on my list for change, so look out for that coming up. Okay, I am going to move on to the beginners. So thanks very much for your time and see you again soon. Hopefully for the Thursday prize teams, if you fancy that, or for Friday Moysian bits. So what are we doing in our novice section today? Well, what we're doing is we are still responding to a takeout double. But I want to ask you a different question. We've responded in a suit every time, haven't we? When would we think about responding 1 no trump? What do you think it would show? If I responded to a double when my partner's asked me to bid a suit with 1 no trump, why would I do that? Well, Given that a double shows an opening strength hand, what do you think one no trump would show in terms of point count? Well, one no trump opposite an opening bid shows 6 to 9, so I assume that one no trump opposite an opening strength hand is going to show a similar hand. Seems to make sense, but why not show your best suit? I think probably either because you don't have one, or because your best suit's a minor, and we sort of almost prefer no trumps to minors. Remember, one no trump scores more points than the minor suits, whereas obviously the majors are much closer. One no trump scores more than majors, but you know, if we've got a fit in a major, as we know, we like to find one. A fit in the minor, we're not so wide. What else do you think you need, though, for a one no trump response? You need most of your strength to be in their suit. And the term we use is you need a good stopper. What on earth does that mean? What does needing a good stopper mean? Well, let's put it into perspective. When you're in a competitive auction and your opponents have bid, bidding no trumps is slightly strange, because you don't just need 25 points, for example, to make 3 no trumps. You do need to worry about the suit that's going to be led. And if you know what they're going to lead, which so often they will lead the suit they've bid, because they're saying, partner, this is my strong suit, why not lead it? If you think they're going to lead that, well, you must have the ability to stop them running 5 tricks. Imagine they open 1 diamond, the player maybe has ace, king, queen, jack to 5. Well, no point playing in no trumps then, because they just take those first 5 tricks. So we expect them to lead the suit that they bid. So to bid no trumps, we must have strength to stop that suit. So what do I mean? This is what I mean by a good stopper. Basically means we have high cards in their suit. So if I've got the ace king in their suit, clearly they have to knock out the ace and then knock out the king. We have stopped them running the suit. Whereas if I've got the 3 and 2 of diamonds and they bid diamonds, they can run their suit if they've got all the high cards. And remember, they're likely to have quite a few good cards because they've bid the suit. Let's see how it works. So here's your hand. 1 diamond from north. We can't see north's hand. Your partner east doubles and it goes pass. So it goes 1 diamond double pass. What do you fancy? Now, you have 2 choices, actually, which I don't like giving novices, but in theory, you could bid 2 clubs, because that would be bidding your best suit. But what do you think the best description of your hand is? Your hand is almost dominated by those diamonds. So if you bid no trumps and north leads a diamond, you're going to be quite happy, aren't you? So, and I think that's what one no trump would say. It says, partner, I've got 6 to 9 points and I've got a good stopper. I think no trumps is going to be our best contract. Okay. Here's your partner's hand. He's got what you expect to. And 2 clubs plays all right, but so does 1 no trump. Okay. Your partner won't bid again. He knows you're 6 to 9. He's got 14 points. And as usual, he can add his points to yours, as we'll see. Remember, though, East trusts you. He has suggested he is short in diamonds. When he doubled 1 diamond, he said, partner, I don't like diamonds, please bid a suit. Your 1 no trump bid says, I know you wanted me to bid a suit, partner, but I think 1 no trump is the best contract. Does that make sense? Okay. Of course, I could have given West a 3-3-4-3 shape with 4 diamonds, then he doesn't even have a 4-card suit. And then, again, he would choose perhaps 1 no trump. Well, remember, you do have to have some strength. Do not be bidding 1 no trump with 0 points. If you've got 0 points, it'll go 1 no trump from you, and then your opponents will start doubling you. And remember what doubles of no trump means? They mean trouble. They're penalties. And if you've got 0 points, you're not likely to make much. Okay, let's take it a step further. Imagine this. 1 diamond from north. What would you bid with the east hand here? Well, you've got the perfect hand, haven't you? A 4-4-4-1 hand. You don't like diamonds. Double says, partner, please make a bid. Your partner responds 1 no trump. What would you bid now? Would you bid now? Well, can you remember what we said partner has? I hope you can. It'll be more difficult to remember it next week when it comes up. But 6 to 9 points we said. You have 17. Is there any chance for game? Well, if partner's minimum, probably not. But if he's maximum, definitely. He will have a good stop win diamonds. So I think you could gamble on game, but be careful. If partner's just got 6 points, I think that might be difficult. I think your best bet is to invite game. 2 no trumps. Partner, if you're minimum, will you pass? If you're maximum, I think we've got the magic 30-25. Let's go for game. Does that make sense? So this is similar. Imagine we had opened the bidding. If you had opened 1 heart, ignore the opponent's bidding. Imagine you had opened 1 heart, your partner responded 1 no trump. Again, you'd be thinking, oh wow, maybe we should be in 3 no trumps, and you might bid 2 no trumps and then 3 no trumps. It's all about trying to get to that magic 25 points. So let's look at the 2 hands together and take us through that auction. 1 diamond from north. We doubled. 1 no trump from south, pass from south, 1 no trump from west, 2 no trumps from us. And at this point, West looks at his hand. Is West minimum or maximum? Is West minimum or maximum? Well, he's got 9 points. He said he's 6 to 9. So he's definitely maximum. And he goes 3 no trumps. And I hope you can see by looking at those 2 hands, you've got a good amount of strength there to try to make your game. Okay. And in fact, you've got so much, it wouldn't surprise me if South sitting with 0 points. You've got 26, and don't forget North opened the bidding. So poor South is sitting with almost nothing. And I imagine it'll be North will get the lead again, and you've got plenty of tricks to make your contract there. Okay. So that's rather nice. That is adding up your points, which we've seen when we've opened the bidding, but we can also do it when we're overcalling or doubling. Okay. Wow. There is so much to this game of bridge. There really is. Hopefully, though, the auction we saw at the end there is similar to auctions we've seen before. One person specifying their number of points, the next one doing an arithmetic, a bit of arithmetic, working out that they might be in game. If they're not in game, they pass. If they're definitely in game, they jump to game. If they might be in game, they bid in between 1 no trump, 2 no trumps, 3 no trumps. Hope you enjoyed that. See you again soon.